Hi, it's Kent Barber here from Game Logic Design. Today we're going to take a look at the export tag in 4D Publish. So you have set up a simple scene with a few cubes and a plane. And I'm also going to create a camera and I'm going to create a PDF because this is all related to exporting. So I'm going to create a PDF with a page, put a 3D view onto this page, and then underneath that I'm going to put a button because this button is going to control any animation that might be on the scene. So we'll go play. And we want that button to export the objects, the camera, any animation, and we want it to be 90 frames long, so the entire length of this. So if we have this in here, I'm just going to drag that camera in as well, and now we'll just test what this looks like when we export. temp/export test. We'll open that up, and so the file is going to come in, and we will just trust this always. Click in here, and there we see our scene. We click play, nothing's going to happen because there's no actual animation at the moment. So I'm just going to close that. So I'll actually open it again. One thing I wanted to show in here is that if we have a look in here, it's actually exported out the PDF. And you don't really want that PDF to come into this. So this is one thing that the export tag can help with. If you've got erroneous things appearing in your tree over here, then you can get rid of them with a tag. So we're going to come up here, export tag. And we're going to say, just don't export. We'll just turn them all off. So now we go PDF export. And you'll notice that under the tree view here, that PDF is no longer listed in this tree. Now that's also useful for other things if you happen to have blank objects in your scene. So maybe you've got some other things, other nodes that you don't want to appear. Now those nodes themselves might be grouped under nulls or something. So let me just have a look at this. So let me just create a null object. So let's say you've got a scene that has a null in it, and then perhaps under that null you may have some other objects. I'm just going to put an empty lathe in here for now, which means nothing. So if I come up here and go export, and we have a look at our tree view here, we'll see that there's a null and it's got a lathe under it. So we don't actually want to export any of that stuff out, so we can come up here and we can go export tag, and we just turn everything off, and then that won't export anything out. So we can go up here, we can go export, and you can see under this tree view here that the null will be gone. So it also gets rid of all children as well. That's what the children option is for on there. Now the children option is also valuable in situations such as this, where we may have this cube here, and we don't want to export this cube, but we want everything else to be exported. Now you can hide this cube, and we'll just see what that looks like. And that works. But there may be situations where you want it visible in here, but you don't want it actually to be exported for some reason. There are scenarios where this does occur, even though at the moment it may not be completely obvious. So in this situation you say don't export that object, but still export its children. Another case of this is if you've got a null or something, I suppose. And if we export that now, so we're seeing them all in the scene here, we export that, then it's going to come through, but that object won't be exported, but all its children will. There's another option in here that's very valuable, and that's the animation object. So we've got this cube here, so I'm going to make sure that everything's enabled there. I'll just uncheck this animation one, however. And on this, I'm going to add a Cinema 4D vibrate tag. And now what I'm going to do first is I'll delete that tag first. Let's just see what happens. So let's play this scene. See what happens. Nothing. So we need something on that vibrate tag to make it do something. So I'm going to have position, maybe scale. We'll just do all of them and see what happens. So you see that bounces around there. And if I export that, open it up, and we click play, nothing happens. So there's no animation there. So animation by default is only exported if you have keyframed it. But because this is procedural animation, we need to tell the PDF exporter to capture that. So we do that with an export tag. So you have the export tag with animation checked, and then you can go export. And then we click play, and you can see that the animation has exported correctly. So if you have any other kind of procedural system where you want to make sure that it exports out, all you need to do is add an export tag and just click that animation there. Okay, so we'll leave it for there. Any questions, just let us know. Cheers.